Brent Thompson just named Islanders assistant coach, and Brent just talk about and just reactions to the news being promoted from Bridgeport.
Well, I guess I'm ridiculously excited. I don't know if that's the right words. I am. It's a great opportunity, and I obviously have to thank Gar Snow, Jack Capuano, the organization for giving me that opportunity. That's probably the biggest thing. And hopefully we can translate what little baby steps we did last year in Bridgeport into helping out here with the island.
What's your best asset as an assistant coach? What are you going to do as a formative NHL experience, being a former defenseman?
I think for me right now it's the communication with the young guys, working with the D, the relationships that we've already built with some of the young guys that will be coming up or that have the opportunity to come up, and then again the communication and just I've been through a lot of things in my career, whether it was in the NHL or in the minors, which I spent a lot, and hopefully I can help some of the situations that guys are going to, like Hamonic and Amac and Strader, they're going to have. And just, I love working with the guys. I love being on the ice. I love working on game situations, and I think that's things that I'll try to pass on. Any little piece of advice or a lot of things that I did wrong, I just say, do as I say, don't do as I do, or as I did. So, I'm excited about the opportunity. It's kind of overwhelming, and it happened a lot quicker than expected.
Were you surprised by being named assistant so quickly? Did you think you'd go back to Bridgeport for another season?
Oh yeah, no. I initially coming in, always the dream is to be in the NHL and the opportunity to coach in the NHL. So for me, it was I didn't have the expectations this soon, but I think with the success of our players down there and the way they've developed and just the way things happen, it unfolded. Obviously, when you get that chance, I think you got to grab it and run with it, and that's what I plan on doing.
Were you surprised when they approached you about being an assistant? Did it surprise you?
Yeah, a little bit.
How did you go about it?
A little bit. Oh, they just really just asked if I was interested in coming up to the NHL. And obviously, that's kind of a no-brainer question. It's everybody's dream to play in the NHL, everybody's dream to coach in the NHL. If you're a coach, and like I said, I just took that and ran with it.
Just briefly talk about your journey to this point, an assistant in Peoria, then heading down to Alaska, where you had great success, heading to Bridgeport there, where you had some success last year, obviously with their first division title in 10 years. Just talk about, for you, quite a journey to get to this point in your coaching career.
Well, it's been, I look at it as kind of a pretty quick, to be honest. I started with St. Louis's organization in Peoria as an assistant. I learned under some great coaches and learned some of their positive things. Try to take those and then add a little bit of your own flair when you finally get the opportunity to be a head coach. And that was in Alaska, where I had the opportunity to be my own, be the GM, the head coach, and really run the program there. You take all that you learned over the course of that time frame, and I was fortunate enough to have great players. I mean, you're really only as good as your players, and I had a great group of guys in Alaska that I got to work with, and we were fortunate enough to win a championship, which obviously got on the radar of Jack Capuano and Snowy, and next thing you know, I was in Bridgeport, and again, great players to work with. I think this team in Bridgeport last year was fantastic. We had fantastic character. We had good young guys. We had, just really, for me, you're only as good as your players. They were great. We ended up winning a division and moving forward here. And now Jack and Garth has given me the opportunity to be here. And obviously we want to win here. So that's our objective, is to win here and continue to develop and work with the D. So that's kind of the path I've taken. And that's why I'm so excited that it's kind of happened quicker than expected. But you got to be ready for anything. And I feel like I'm ready now.
How would you describe your coaching style?
Excuse me?
How would you describe the coaching style? What kind of coaching?
You guys would probably say I'm pretty intense. I'm very intense. I have high expectations for each player, and I always ask, why isn't it us? Why can't it be that person? Be the great player, make the big save, make the best pass, do the right things. And for me, the intensity, there's no excuses. Work ethic. I was a very simple, hard-working defenseman, and I expect every guy to work hard, whether you're skilled or not skilled. You still got to work hard. And the skilled guys, when they work, they're superstars. When the blue-collar guys work, they add in, and they're the complementary players. And so work ethic, intensity, and high expectations for this team and each individual.
And lastly, just talk about the transition for you having spent a lot of time with the players in Bridgeport, and last year being here with the Islanders in your first season in that training camp, getting to know the guys, being familiar with the personnel, being familiar with the staff, does it make it a bit of an easier transition?
I think so. I think being the relationships that were built last year, whether it was even just between the coaching staff down there and the coaching staff up here with Jack and myself, we have a great relationship. We talk all the time. Knowing Dougie from the last year, and even in our paths have crossed throughout our career, knowing him and how great of a hockey mind he is, and just the relationship over the course of that year, definitely it makes this transition easy. It's a family here, and I'm proud to be an Islander, and I'm very thankful that I am part of this Islander family. And the transition is definitely made easy by the management and knowing the players on the ice and the potential players being in the locker room in New York this year.